So, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
So, if you can just take me a bit through your career path up until today,
Whoa, how far do you want to go back?
wherever you want to start.
Okay. Well, I didn't intend to go into tech. I was a pre-med major, and my during college, I went home and visited with some family friends and job shadowed them. And at the end of the job shadowing, one of the doctors looked at me and he said, "So what do you think?" I'm like, "I'm all in. I can't wait for med school." And he was a good mentor of mine, and he looked at me and he said, this isn't the right career for you. And he said, "Why don't you go back to college and go explore some other things?" So to make a long story short, that's how I discovered computers in my senior year. And so I got really into programming and then got into a combination of programming and healthcare and started out in healthcare consulting. Then wanted to get a master's degree, and so switched over to telecommunications back before there were any customers. So I think I predate you on that, because I started out at Sprint PCS before we had any customers. Started out as an analyst one and went all the way through the career ladder, and joined T-Mobile as a part of the Sprint merger with T-Mobile. And so now I'm the vice president of digital transformation, building out all the future state digital platforms for T-Mobile.
Ooh, cool ride.
Yeah, it's fun.
And today, what makes you tick? What gets you excited on the day-to-day job?
I love the fact that I get to solve big business problems and make a real difference for people. My why statement on why I'm doing what I'm currently doing is I figured out that I can make the biggest difference to American lives by eliminating bill shock once and forever, for our T-Mobile customers than I could do volunteering every single hour of my life. So what we're doing is we're creating what we call real-time billing, which during the shopping phase and all life cycle events, customers will be able to see a real-time update of what their bill is and be able to even try out new promos and compare. And this will help Americans be confident in knowing that their bill shows up exactly the way that they expected it to be, and they don't have that uncertainty about, am I going to have some kind of increase this month that might prohibit me from being able to pay for rent or buy food.
Very innovative. We'll get back to that in a minute. And so let's dive a bit into T-Mobile. But before that, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Okay, just to make sure we're aligned.
Can we still be friends?
Yes, yeah, coffee is for me as well. So let's dive into T-Mobile a bit more. So everybody by now knows that T-Mobile is the uncarrier, but can you explain a bit more of what do we mean by uncarrier?
So the whole premise of the uncarrier is that we put customers first in absolutely everything we do, and we even have a corporate objective that says we love our customers. We don't just sort of like them. We don't just want to do business with them. We actually want them to feel like superstars every single time they interact with us. And so all of our uncarrier moves are to show that love to customers. One of the latest ones that I personally love is our uncarrier move around travel. So I'm sure you're enjoying all the free Wi-Fi in the planes.
And uncarrier is more technology, more culture. How do you see that within T-Mobile?
Has to permeate everything. So uncarrier isn't even just an external expression of love to customers. It's also an internal expression. And internally, what being uncarrier means is looking at the way we do everything to maximize value still for both our shareholders and our customers. And that's where the tech comes in, right? So on the tech front, being uncarrier means that by putting the customer first when it comes to technology, we need to make sure that everything is 100% secure, that it's reliable, and that it's really easy to do self-service.
So let's talk about technology just a bit. So how are you working to be the uncarrier and be innovative with cloud, with your technology partners? What are you looking for when you're looking at your partners?
So when we're working with our partners, we want to work with folks like AWS who put security first, who put low latency first, because again, it's not enough to just be stable, right? Those days are gone. Now it's about how fast are you and how secure are you for every single transaction.
And when you would work with partners like AWS, like Salesforce, like Amdocs, what do you demand of them to do in order to be innovative and do real-time billing and be customer first?
So our approach when working with partners is doing joint roadmaps. So we want to be able to sit at the table with our partners, explain our business challenges in our own terms, and then jointly innovate on how we approach technical solutions to solve those. We often do this with multiple partners in the room at the same time because we know that it takes an ecosystem and no one partner can solve absolutely everything. But together we're creating amazing solutions.
I understand you recently also did a reorg. Does that have to do with this approach of the uncarrier on one and technology on the other?
You mean that I'm working in marketing now?
Yes.
Oh, wow, that was a day when I woke up the first day after the reorg and realized that for the first time in my life, I wasn't working in technology, I was working in marketing. But I think it's one of the most innovative things that we did at T-Mobile in that by co-locating technology with the business, we're so much, it's funny, it's like a barrier went down and we're so much closer to each other. And they don't feel weird about me sitting in the same room with them, ideating on their challenges and bringing new solutions to them and actually suggesting other things we can do for our customers that hadn't even occurred to them. And now it's as if I had always lived in marketing, even though it's not even been a year yet.
And it works well? The organization know how to work together? Where do you see the major challenge of working business and IT together?
There hasn't been a challenge. The only thing that comes up sometimes is, hey, should we split up IT more and put it in more business units? And that I would guard against. I don't think it's good to completely decentralize. I think technology does need to be together for a reason because you get economies of scale, consistency on standards, all of those really important things. But at the same time, having us close to the business is equally important.
Where should cloud and AWS play in that part?
In which part? You want to join marketing too?
For sure. It sounds like great fun.
Yeah.
But in order to accelerate the business and IT transition together, where do you see AWS driving that?
I see AWS playing in quite a few places. So as you and I were chatting earlier, I'm bringing together some key platform players that have very innovative products like Amdocs, Salesforce, Adobe, and I need AWS right there at the table because all three of those players are going to reside in AWS for me, and we have to make sure that we're optimizing how all three are set up for T-Mobile so that we have lightning fast speeds and very secure transactions.
With everything going on and now you're part of marketing in the business, where do you think the industry will be in 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
The telecom industry or technology overall?
Let's do both.
Do both? Oh, it's a great question. What do you think, Hagai?
I think from what I see with the telcos we're meeting is that most of the telcos are moving from becoming communication companies to technology companies. And the ones that are moving very fast up the value chain from connectivity to connectivity plus, which might be trivial, like adding security, adding over the top, they're more successful. And the ones that will be even more successful are the ones that are going to drive industrial IoT and 5G edge and application that will benefit the users. I think I see T-Mobile doing some of it already, of basically bridging the digital divide with broadband to the home and Project 10 Million.
Project 10 million is huge.
Exactly, and I'm very excited to see what T-Mobile will do with private network and edge, and we really hope to be part of that journey. Last questions? Seahawks or Chiefs?
Oh my God. Hello. Chiefs all the way.
Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you, Hagai.